Okay. The Zoom woman don't tell everybody say the meeting they get recorded. Okay. On a kusha on a cover on a minute John Fuller, na the host for the Wεll Bɔdi Bεttεh past Gentri program. Where na Sierra Leoneans they like we self now we don't learn book, we don't they work within health, and then they bring this program to now. We want to do this program non-power we don't get paid. In fact, now we own money, now we spend money back to make sure say we will bring this kind of program to people in Krio, you know. Which make we do now for level people able to learn and able to understand some of the things that we can happen to we. Now nothing saying a which or some of the things that back what happen to we will know when for go seek advice. You and me family that debate. We're not there for replace on our doctors and we only there also for giving a generalized advice. We will take for let us get that information for know when for go seek advice or waiting for do if anything go wrong with you. Okay. Like we want to see today na the 31st session. We don't do over 1 year now. We conduct this program before we do our weekly, but now we don't begin do our fortnightly every 2 weeks. Okay. So you and me family them while the person they present, I go ask say let everybody mute themselves. Okay. The reason being is that we want to allow let the person where they present, let it will present uninterrupted. So I will therefore mute everybody. And I will ask everybody for stay muted until I will ask everybody for stay muted until the end. When the person don't present done, we go open the floor for let anybody ask questions. I will tell now later on how to ask questions. Okay. So today is Sunday, the 27th of June, 2021, and today Dr. Kamara and I they present to we and they do cardiac arrest. As we know, a lot of things don't happen recently when we lead to cardiac arrest. Some man lost in life, while some man fortunately because of whose idea and because of the quick action of the people who are around them, some man able to save their life. So, but today, Dr. Kamara will talk with you what can cause them here and how we be able to prevent them and where if something like this happen, waiting we were there around that person day. You know, how what we can do to help that person and Dr. Kamara will talk about. Okay. And I say no more when a community of medical professionals and medical professionals are going to introduce everybody in a bit. But people then wait they in a salon and get salon heritage now they don't come together for them to bring this program to we. We know they get paid. This now we own passion no more for help Mama Salon in we own small way and I make we do one. Okay. So the team basically not me and Dr. Kamara no more there, so I'll definitely introduce the team to una quick, then Dr. Kamara will start. Okay. This is Dr. Kamara, Mohamed Kamara, we're an emergency medicine consultant in Manchester, Naya, we're an MSFD, and today I the present to we will let him later on we're ready for talking to tell on a little bit about it. Okay. The next person now Miss Ugia to Kamara, and I talked to we not long ago before the program starts. He said they drive at the moment, but when he reach now, he will join me. He can normally talk to about mental health, but the health visitor. So if you get any question relating to picking and waiting can happen where you don't want people waiting at also you able to manage life and stuff like that, to see if we can help. And also any mental health question we want to get, to see if we can able to help. Okay. Next person again, Mr. Ibrahim Sise, and we don't join within the panel. Basically in a mental health advocate, but also a social worker. So if I get any issue, we know say there's a lot of perception about what social workers and can do and stuff like that. If I get any question, we feel say be able to help on our way to be able to provide that advice. This program I make within our you know that first-hand advice instead of you get that bad perception of certain things, it's better you ask. Okay. The next one we get now Auntie Fatima, here within our panel. Fatima Kuroma, we expert when it comes to nutrition, the kind of food them we will for eat. A couple weeks ago, we talked to we about waiting belly and the kind of food they them for eat and stuff like that. They're very good. The food they eat in a salon, they're really good. However, something they do how we can prepare now it can be the problem. Something about Fatima normally now will talk to me about how we for prepare with this kind of food they will for eat, this kind of food they will for avoid. You know how we for live a healthy life. Okay. Okay, the next person we'll get now my own sister and Dr. Aziza Sise, we're a GP, a general practitioner, na UK, na instead getting show talk to Dr. Sise. Normally he can present to you, but I don't know if you could do now panel, I not see it, but if you come on, if there's anything the way he will help you with, it will make sure, you know, it will must make it, adding value. Okay. Next person we'll get now my own sister, my plumbermate. Besides that, I go back. Basically, I trained mental health nurse, but also we don't do social work before. So if you get any question relating to mental health or any general medical questions we feel sick, it will add value. It will add them to, it will add for our instead of our panel today. As soon as we get a variety of people and we get, various expertise. Okay. So when I get enough people to ask questions where everybody will give their own perspective from their own field, so when we will build an understanding. Okay. Let's also get my own boss, my own brother, Dr. Mohammed today, who is a general practitioner. He train na salon, so now for even really be proud of him. Salon, he learn as salon today before he can UK. And also now he train he practice as a medical, as a general practitioner with a general doctor. But he don't do a lot of things in a salon. The last session where I do self, I be asked him a lot of things for like give a perspective on how things enter a salon and which is so. If you ask question, he able answer on a better because he don't experience in a salon. Okay, so una feel free for ask as many questions as possible. Okay. The other person we'll get now Mrs. Fatmata Kamara, when self now a mental health nurse. I don't know if you didn't our panel today, but if I see him later on, the way time for question, I will make sure say I highlight them for seeing in the panel. And instead of flag any question we can to mental health or general medical advice, if it's not something we feel we add value, we make sure say we add value. Okay. Next person we'll get now Mitaminata Jalo, when I clinical pharmacist. Normally I can talk to we about medication, how for take medication, which kind of medication for take, when not for take certain medication, and we take certain medication, how it will behave for you, the thing that the signs the way for look out for no say certain medication, for take that, that kind of advice now you can give you. Okay. Yeah, they ask everybody mute themselves first, please. Yeah. The other person who gets our panel, these are new people who don't get. We get Dr. Christian Bell, we're in based now Germany. I don't know if you could deal with me today, but if you come online, you deal with me, I will make sure you wanna know. Okay. All right. The other person we get now, Mr. Rashid Conte, very soon he will become a medical doctor, but he see what he do, he left what they do, and he said feel say he be able to add some value. So we take him on in the team, and if he say go deal with it today, I not see it, but if I see him, I will make sure say I highlight him. And when he can come for question, if anything the win say feel say he able to add value, he will add. Okay. The other person gets now Dr. Hansels Amo, in based in the United States. So as I see, we do all over the world. When I get tons of experience, una tap into. It's not a massive opportunity. If you go to hospital for go seek medical consultation, just imagine how much it will cost you. This group they are so right now, you don't know how much it cost for we all in our so today. So do you have a family? This is a massive opportunity. When I spread the word, let more people and benefit from them. And by God power, in not so near future, we will begin kind of live in a salon where more people will benefit from even a radio on our TV. But we try really, really hard and things don't begin to turn out well. Also, if anybody there at the audience, we know somebody or wherever we get away for we reach radio and TV, we not charge anybody for them. We will give them for free because we want to help people. So if anybody get away for this reach my radio or reach that TV, we are my family. But get in touch, I will share the information in the phone. I will pass it. And obviously, last but not least, myself, I'm a business IT consultant and work within IT. And the role of this team now for give them learned people and then book my also, for give them the platform for let them able perform well. For make sure say I give them everything they need. So this program will come to now on the internet. Okay. Now, if you miss any of the shows them and you want to get in touch, I can go on Facebook if you type SLOGM Health. Wεll Bɔdi Bεttεh past Gentri. When I will tell all the other programs that we don't do before, so I can able to champion on our own time. Okay. Also, if I get any suggestion or whatever like that, or something when I want to talk to we both, when I want to get in touch, I can get in touch with you. Okay. Also, I will say I will give you a small talk as to how when I be able to get in touch. Like some people they don't want to talk, some man they shame, maybe just one type. So if you want type, what you can do if you look at the bottom now. So I see the white thing. So basically, now you click. If you go there, the next thing, this thing will come up. And if you see charts, now you can type, text what you want to say. We text, you send them. You can either account to the whole group, or you can choose whether you want text that message they to individually. And also, when you reach time for you ask questions, okay, what you can do, you can able raise your hand. I will show you side it's in there. If you did Naya, if you will not come up straight away like that, if you click Naya, you look for this thing where say raise hand. If you press them, you be able to ace you, and when we ace you, and I will see you hand you up and I will come to you for the ask question. But if you never do all that, just ace your hand physically like that. When I see you, I will make sure, say, when I get slot, I will come to you and ask questions. So, my family, and I thank you for being, I want patient and I want to listen to all the rambling I get for do. Yeah, then we get email. If you want email me for ask any questions at the email address this. I want to talk to you on WhatsApp at the WhatsApp address this. So now I can over now to Dr. Kamara. We will take on that session. Thank you. Yeah, good luck if I will share now.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Now do thank you, Ona, able to join me today. Today, as I can see, we will talk about cardiac arrest. What to make we talk about because this is the one great thing where mortal man not get any spare of, when the person in life done and that too. So this thing is so important that the World Health Organization, with that big company where they're responsible for the health in the whole world, they decide say October month, in a month we then dedicate to this particular thing, sudden cardiac arrest. When you make them call it sudden, now because it can happen to anybody, it can happen anytime, and it can happen anywhere. So it's so important that I actually give a month towards that because people in need for know. All it takes sometimes now for let somebody know say, this person don't collapse. So, what you have to do. Sometimes the shock when the person collapses, say, oh my God, what you have to do? Well, that team up, they wait and find out it's possible to say the person they go. You can easily do one or two things that we'll go talk about. We go actually save this person in life. Simple as that. Then picking them all, like 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old picking, and they talk about the old people and the one that we don't big now. Then suppose for no then can't hear, so that at least then go able for try and save the person in life, because sometimes the person in sugar go down, where the way diabetic, the sugar go down, all it takes now for look say, this person is diabetic, look and they go collapse. You face all the sweating and the sweating, that's a big making any recognition. Give them sweet, give them sugar, they go wake quick one. But if you don't know waiting for do now that, they go into a coma and that's it. So all that small thing then they, now make this thing very important. And as I say, we all, I sure say we go benefit from them, one way or the other. But what I can do, what I can begin me talk there, I can always ask the people in the audience. So, and at this point, now I go ask the TM moderator for making ask all man at the audience. If you then a host or you then a street, you then a boss or whatever, now you see somebody collapse, what you go do? So do ya, when I help me make you find out what you go do if you see somebody they collapse. So I just want Leona give me answers them, or waiting in your face for do, for let you try for help this person. Anybody? When I know you more, when I come forward and tell me, because if I'm for let we know what you don't know now and what we need for tell you so that we go know waiting for do in the future if you come face to face with them can't hear. So dear, if somebody collapse in front of you, what you go do?
Recovery position.
Sorry?
Recovery position.
Recovery position. Okay, that's good. But before you go to recovery position, what you go do?
Yes.
Call for help.
Mr. Kokam, yeah, Kokam.
Hello.
Doc.
Yeah.
You know for answer. You know for answer.
Okay.
you know for answer.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? We know what you go do from Doc.
Well, you go near and check if the person still they breathe.
Right, very good. But before you go near to the person, waiting for check.
Check for danger.
Check for danger. Absolutely
Yeah, say
vital.
safe.
Very important. Would I say that? That's very good. Because
Sorry, let me check.
you see, if you they go help the person, now you end up put yourself in danger. Well, no problem, because if electric cable day na ground day, the ground soak, then you go try for help the person. Like that, you die day. When I remember not long ago, one way Nigerian go help somebody in our water. He end up, lost his life and that. So it's important for me to know say the first thing for doing that for make sure say you where to go for help, you stay safe. But remember, when you meet the person, he collapse, check him, say hello, but before you do enter, they make sure say you safe. If you're not safe, no enter because you go end up for killing yourself. So if he's safe, approach. When you go, you say hello. If the person not talk to you, then you know say, wait till this person really collapse. Okay. Then you go, you shake him, hello, Mr. or Mrs. Miss. You're all right. Now, if the person not talk to you, then they get that what they call head tilt and chin lift. So they put your hand at the person forehead like that. You make your head like go up, like say they sniff morning coffee, and then you take your finger, then I put them under the chin for lift up. So you get head tilt and chin lift. And when you do that, you put your ears close to the person's mouth and he knows you go hear him whether they breathe or not. And if they breathe, at the same time, you put your hand at the neck like that, you go feel the carotid pulse. The pulse then you go feel it. And if the person they're alive, that na the time where say this person, they're alive, but he need to breathe, but he get a pulse, and therefore I go turn them na the recovery position. Then the next thing for do is waiting. Remember, for call for help. You need help. So go call for ambulance or call somebody, tell somebody for call for ambulance. Otherwise, you go dead it forever and nothing go do. Remember, say you go tire after 2 minutes. And then, of course, the next thing you go do is that, again, continue for check this pulse, because at any time the pulse can go. And if the pulse lost, that means the person don't be in cardiac arrest. If they're in cardiac arrest, then roll them back from the recovery position, put them in back. This not dry ground, no tranga ground, not too big. Tranga ground, then you go on for begin press the hand, the card and showing a. So as it is, be ready. Recognize the cardiac arrest, call 911, then you put your hand them, like I show you. Now the bottom half of the chest, in the middle, you pause your finger them, one on top of the other, and begin press. So you press like 5-6 centimeters, in about 2 to 3 inches, and then allow for let the chest come up back, and then you press about 100 to 120 per minute. Then of course, if you did in a place like them supermarket or something like that shop or the football field, then get that what they call defibrillator. Then if you attach them, anybody can attach them. You attach them, it will actually guide you for who stand for shock and who stand up for shock and who stand for continue with jumping up and down the chest. So that's what it is. So if you meet somebody collapse, remember, you need for approach safely. You need for be safe. If you're not safe, you go end up, cause problem for yourself. And check for the person if you get life, and the life is the person they breathe or the person get a pulse. If the person gets a pulse and they breathe, or even if you need to breathe but you get a pulse, then put them at the recovery position, and then thereafter go for an ambulance. Very important. As I say, if you not call ambulance, well, like that, you go did it forever. Nobody not gonna say you did it. And if in the way you don't call the ambulance, then you lost the pulse not there again. Remember, now for begin CPR, for jump up and down the chest. When I go see how for do them. If, however, pulse not there, the person need to breathe, call for an ambulance before you begin for jump up and down the chest, so that you go begin your CPR and then go help you. All right. Well, look at the shocking statistics where they say sudden cardiac arrest. Do ya, me people, I want let me know say heart attack not to the same as cardiac arrest. So I repeat myself, heart attack and cardiac arrest not the same thing. All them be intimate with the easy people and they get attack. When the attack, we don't know. So if the person get chest pain, yeah, then you say they collapse, possible say a heart attack, but possible say you go get a clot as well. So the heart attack victim, they talk to you, but they only chest, or those on they will not get chest pain at all. You go they breathe to you, breathe. They talk to you because they breathe. And no need for let you put that defibrillator panel. Whereas the person where they in cardiac arrest, he need for answer to you at all. He need to see how they breathe at all. And if they breathe now just like that, and that's not what you do. So that day for those people, and then of course he need the shock. So you go for tell you say, if you watch them, the number of people in way they get this cardiac arrest, 4 out of every 5 now host then they happen. Somewhere where somebody will know them go there. So it just goes to show you say, if at all let it happen, it happen now. So if you didn't host, you could do something, we go help this person in life so that by the time the ambulance go come, they go do better. Look at them. The average number of people where they survive when they do that cardiac massage or they jump up and down the chest, now 30%. The one the way they get the defibrillator now 50%. So if like, 10 people and get out, 5 out of them can save if they do the defibrillator. If you not get the defibrillator because you not get out until if for buy them or do side day, you chest compressions, that way they go up and down the chest, will save 30% of them, which is far better than if you don't not do nothing at all. So that's exactly what they say. But remember, every 1 minute weight loss, this person they lose 7% chance for making come back alive. So that make it important when you see the person collapse and say this person don't collapse, you don't check and say no get life and for begin the CPR after you don't call the ambulance. So look at them. For let me know the statistics no more. Inside America no more. Yeah. 360,000 people then they actually suffer cardiac arrest every year. They see how important this is. 80% of them people where they get this cardiac arrest now host then they not host. 60% of them, that is 3 out of every 5, now the people and do with the area. So somebody go up in the toilet. Mostly people and go toilets and then go open the bowels, then begin pinning the stress. 90 things can happen. So if somebody let you go, you read bang, no see no more, go check them. Because if you wait till you see the person later on, or see sometimes 20 minutes don't pass, and that it let you bring this person back, the brain got done damage, and no go get anything for do with them. You don't get no use for you again. So important for remember say the quicker you respond, the better. Yeah. Once you get cardiac arrest, remember say not to like the one way na the pump of the body way na heart attack. Heart attack na the pump of the body way na the muscle of the heart. Now in the blood need to go around them. Now make you see if they get problem for pump the blood. That kind of person they say get heart attack. Whereas the person will get cardiac arrest, not to the pump. Now the electrical circuit of the heart, now they go into malfunctioning. It completely go off. Instead of the heart they beat boop boop, it'll go boop, 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 boop. Like when somebody get cold, boop, 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 boop. And then they conduct no blood. And that person they need for shock arm for make it come back to normal. I hope you understand. So you look at this now, you go see the number of people, the number of people where they survive and that in the, when they out of hospital, you get, the number of people where they survive. Definitely. The one the way they witness them, now 38%. We bystander them, that not the way they around them. You understand? When the ambulance couldn't come about 10 to 9%, and of course the one day we nobody knows see now 50%. So it just goes to show you say this is very important. But look at the risk factors them. Boku people don't know say, 10,000 people them, now they get this thing with them called cardiac arrest every year. Amongst them, 10% of them now we black man them. Just think about it. 10% of we, now we can get that in there. 6.5% now the one they were then Hispanic, then Latin American people, and then 5.8% now we opposite number the weight people and weight family. So when I see, and of course the risk factor go higher if you get one person, now your family, like your papa, your mama, your sister, your brother, been done suffer, cardiac arrest, and so they then die 41 very early at the age, and they not check for let and see whether this person don't get a heart problem we nobody know about. It's very important for check. So if you get somebody who die early because of heart trouble, you need for let the rest of the family check themselves so that if they get that kind of thing there, then go get them checked and then go control them and then go mend them and then they go make you live a lot longer than that person there. So it's very important. As you see, people who get heart trouble, like for example, you get that's what they call heart attack, then they obviously at a higher risk for get this cardiac arrest. But heart attack and cardiac arrest not to the same thing. But the heart attack can give rise to cardiac arrest. So as it is, I just telling us so. A common cause of cardiac arrest is definitely ventricular fibrillation. That's what they call it. Instead of the heart they beat boop boop, I say it begin make like say when somebody get cold, they make brrr, brrr. Then they actually make the blood flow. And as a result of that, the person need to get blood in their body. Because of that, the brain need to get the blood where you need, and therefore the person go there unconscious. You see? So But when we talk about the heart attack, we need to know which that the causes them, which they cause heart attack, which they cause cardiac arrest. As you see, you can see and say the cardiac arrest, one main reason why you could get it now because you get heart attack. Secondly, you can get the muscle of the heart. Now in they call that in the muscle of the heart get problem. What they call cardiomyopathy. Let me meet that person there. Right. If you get cardiomyopathy, where Boku people can get, they don't know so they get them, go then get them from either their mama or their papa, or maybe their brother or sister, you know, the granny or grandpa. Clearly, then they self can come to a fall like how some man have been doing, no so they get them. Again, if you're born with heart condition, when they don't pick up, now we impact them at the world, when they check the person from head to foot, then they can cause that problem. If you get problem with the valve, like I hear they say rheumatism. Rheumatism can cause that problem there, where you can get problem with the valve, and because of that, then it can make you more prone. It can make you risky. The risk, you know, they higher for let you get this cardiac arrest. Again, the viral inflammation, viral infection we can get until you get cold. That virus they go attack the heart. It can cause what we call acute myocarditis. Then itself they make the person they at higher risk. Forget that in there. We talk about electricity just now. If you see somebody go play with current, now in the current fling them, he shock them, fling them, that person there in heart can stop. So electrocution are one big cause of cardiac arrest. Again, you know, drug overdose, then the way they inject, you know, sometimes then they want to kill themselves. Then go take drug overdose, you understand? We sometimes get mental health problem, anxiety, depression, you know, schizophrenia, all that they want for killing themselves because it's the early voice in their head, important for notice that they can cause the heart for stop. And of course, one big one, who side then they do, you know, this fat, would I go stab, would I go shoot? But when they shoot person, it they bleed. When they stab person, they bleed. They bleed too much. I don't see. Okay. Remember Galaxy S8, please. Yeah? If the person they bleed too much, I don't see somebody inside 5 minutes, he lost 3 liters of blood because of who side and shoot them. Straight away, the person within 5 minutes, you can't get them again because 2/3 of the body blood don't go. Again, hypoxia. Believe you me, asthma they kill. Deep TB they kill. Then people where they smoke, where they cause the lung forget problem, COPD, they kill. You know, a lot of things that we get for do with the chest, the oxygen level they go down. If you go too low, it's possible to say no, go get the oxygen at the brain, and therefore the person going to arrest. I don't talk beaucoup, but I think it's important for Mekuna able for listen to. I hope so this didn't play. Yeah. So now listen to this video and see what you're gonna make of her.
Your heart has an electrical system that regulates your heartbeat and keeps blood pumping around your body. A cardiac arrest happens when a problem in this electrical system causes your heart to stop pumping blood. It's commonly caused by a heart attack or an inherited heart condition. Max wasn't aware that he had an inherited heart condition until he had a cardiac arrest while at work. The electrical circuit in Max's heart stopped working as it should. Instead of beating regularly and effectively pumping blood around his body, Max's heart quivered, stopping blood flow and causing him to collapse. This life-threatening heart rhythm is called ventricular fibrillation, or VF for short. Max will have no memory of collapsing, as the lack of blood and oxygen to his brain caused his brain cells to die, creating temporary memory loss. Max was unconscious, unresponsive, and not breathing properly. His colleague quickly called 999, and another began CPR. Chest compressions took over the role of the heart, which kept blood flowing around Max's body. Rescue breaths made sure oxygen continued to get into his blood through the lungs. Both were crucial for keeping Max's brain functioning. On the phone, the emergency operator instructed Max's colleague to find a defibrillator. They followed its instructions.
Press the pads firmly to the bare skin of the patient.
And delivered an electrical shock to try and restore Max's normal heart rhythm.
Shock advised.
However, Max didn't regain consciousness, so his colleague continued CPR. Paramedics soon arrived and transported Max to hospital for further treatment. Max had the best possible chance of recovery, thanks to immediate CPR that kept blood pumping to his brain and body. For more information on cardiac arrest, visit bhf.org.uk/cardiac arrest. BHF. Beat heartbreak from cardiac arrest. Beat heartbreak forever.
Right. Oh man, come on now. They're going forward.
Sir. And if they don't respond and they don't appear to be breathing, you have to assume they're in cardiac arrest. At that point, you move on to step 2, and that's calling for help. Hey, you, call 911 and bring me an AED. If they don't know what an AED is, and you don't know, that's an automated external defibrillator. Looks like this, and they're present now in most public buildings, train stations, the airport, and so forth. Step 3, you start CPR, and the way you do that, you place both hands on the middle of the chest and you push hard and fast. You cannot hurt someone by doing CPR. Remember, you're trying to save a life. Someone is now shown up with a defibrillator. Here it is. All defibrillators have a nice simple on button. You hit it and it will give you instructions. The first instruction is always to put on the pads that deliver an electric shock. There's usually very clear instructions on where they go. One pad goes above the heart on the right side of the chest and another below the heart on the left side of the chest. At that point, it will analyze the heart rhythm.
Analyzing heart rhythm. Shock advised.
And if it asks for a shock to be delivered, you hit the shock button.
Shock delivered.
And that's it. Recognition of arrest, calling for help, performing CPR, and using an AED are the 4 steps in the chain of survival, and you've just saved a life. Now, knowing about CPR and the use of defibrillators is so important that we hope you share this video and this information with friends and family and empower them to become people who can save lives. Now, if you want to find out more about this, you can visit the website of the Center for Resuscitation Science, where we have useful links to CPR training programs and more information about cardiac arrest.
So as soon as you know, 90 seconds, you supposed for definitely be able to do something for try to save this person in life. So if you want to know how to learn for do that CPR day, now one team will go actually create a whole session for. But we can do that. Now one of the things that I've been doing aim for do, but because of the coronavirus, we know for do and because we know for come together. But by God's grace, now that the country done the better, we will try and do that. And I hope so we will call people in and go come, because this is vitally important. If you do this, it's possible to say you go able for save a life. And if you save one life, remember, it equals to like where you save the whole of humanity. So this is it, the CPR, as I say. Number 4, now you don't come out now from, as I say, what you did talk about just now. You check for the response, you make sure this is the person in the airway, okay, your head tilt and chin lift. If you get anything like false teeth naimot, you pull up. If you get maybe blood naimot or maybe saliva or something, phlegm or vomit, you suck them out. If you get the suction, the paramedics can do it. Or if you lay them inside, the vomit or the blood go come out. Lay them left, you go come out and go, and then that way you go get away for begin get an airway where you go for enter for breathe. Then of course you begin do compressions in the chest. But remember nowadays we need to breathe now the mouth. That kiss of life don't go out completely. Kiss of life is no more acceptable, And then of course if you see and they recover, then you can then put on the recovery position. If not, continue until you get the ambulance crew for camp. That is if you're not tired. If not, you get help. Well, somebody else go up here after 2 minutes. But this slide, they tell you exactly, which I've been talking about earlier, the difference between a heart attack and a cardiac arrest. The heart attack, now circulation problem. That means the heart as a muscle need to get enough blood, enough nutrition for let you able for performing function. Therefore, you're not going for doing function, and the blood, when you're not going at the body, you could begin get difficulty for breathe. You can begin feel sick, like we want vomit. You feel weak. You feel you hide the tone. You feel dizzy, and of course, that person, the most of the time, can get chest pain. Whereas with the cardiac arrest, in fact, with the heart attack, it can happen maybe 1, 2, 3 days. The person they complain of heart, chest burn. Like way somebody can say I get heartburn. When no sense of a heart attack they get. You could do 1, 2, 3 days. So they take Gaviscon, or so they take omeprazole or lansoprazole or ranitidine or cimetidine, where they can give, not knowing saying a heart attack they get. So important when you get them kind of thing, they get checked out, because many a time, boku time, people in the can with chest pain, when they're visiting a chest pain, indigestion, ulcer and all that, but the heart attack they get. If that did not get looked into for correct time, then they then can lead to the cardiac arrest, where in your own, as I say, an electrical problem. Now the circuit now to go wrong. Because of that, the heart need the beat like I been the beat where you go boop boop, you go now voo voo like where you get cold. And so this one it can happen straight away. It can happen just like that, It can happen anytime, any place to anybody, even picking them can get it, So the person suddenly collapse, you need to breathe, you not get pulse, then the person will say a heart attack and a cardiac arrest. Ways on 10 at the heart attack 9 cause. Yeah, this other video as well. Actually, they tell you how today technology decide for do what they want for do with me. Okay. I don't know. Why is it happening? Why is it not helping me? All right, I think when I can see that 3 people here. I don't know how many people know the name Glenn Hoddle and Christian Eriksen and Fabrice Muamba. Then 3 people here get something in common. Obviously, sometimes when I don't guess which they try for driver. But for that, they will not be Glenn Hoddle. I've been the one-time England manager. On the day where they celebrate his 61st birthday, now he himself his own heart stop. When the person way Epam, believe it or not, look at more. Now engineer, now I notice say this man that died, they die so. Now he come for Epam and begin jumper in chest, and at that now he save him. Even the way for them, he banging head, he broke the head. In Yama the back of the head was for them because he just fallen like a dead weight. But the engineer, so it not mean say pass you be doctor or be nurse. Anybody can actually learn this thing and save a life. It can be picking. We don't even see way dog then heavy dog then can do and people them. So it just goes to show you say everybody can benefit from this. But there you go. Now because of the benefit of what you get, now then they work with the government for try for see how they go include this thing in the curriculum, the learning of the country. It just goes to show you say this is vitally important, because if you get all man happy for Duam, the number of people that will go die then very little. Of course, all man don't hear about this man. In fact, now one of the reasons that we make we decide for talk about this today. This man not even 30 years yet. He did they play for a country, that the football field, all of a sudden, just before they go half time, nine that if for them, and I tell you what, if at all they not being act fast, like this man not there again at all. 10 minutes now he take and get him back, take and go hospital. After that, a few days later, then don't put this thing then called defibrillator panam inside, and now he don't go back home, they recover, and the possible say he likely for continuing football career, or maybe he decide for do other thing. But look, this other one, we will now all go sabi about. This we own brother, we na Congolese chap, Fabrice Muamba, we himself even in London at the Tottenham Hotspur football ground. They play for Bolton and one FA Cup match. Now he himself for them. He die. I repeat, he died for 78 minutes. Then shock can pass 15 times. But again, he survived and then put this thing panam, this ICD panam with a defibrillator. And I tell you what, you know, for playing football again, but at least you don't know lock for them or life not stop there. What you do, you go back to school, you go to university, you get a sports degree. Now they commentate, you know, at the same time, an ambassador for, you know, cardiac arrest, for make them make sure say all the footballers then get checked vigorously, get checked thoroughly for let you know miss out any of them hidden thing there. Possible say it can happen. As you see no more, they put this thing on them, but the man don't go now, and then of course you don't get yourself, you know, improved. So cardiac arrest, it happen without warning, as we say, now suddenly it just happened like that. You know, the person collapse, he unconscious, he need to respond to you, he need to breathe, and if he breathe, he will breathe very, very erratically, you know, not to normal breathing. If you see that, immediately call 999 and then begin CPR. Now, who don't know waiting at them here? Then four picture, anybody can tell me waiting at them?
Now the defib them.
The defib, yeah, okay. So which one are defib? This one, yeah, or this one, or this one, or this one?
I think they're all.
Right, okay,
yeah.
well, then three are now defib them, but this one not to defib.
Mm.
This one, now then call, like how you want them to walk so, because you they tired. Sometimes the person get, you get like a clot now in chest, you get a clot now in lung, and then you don't get on this thing for dissolve the clot, like you give them this heparin, you give them through the vein for make it dissolve the clot, but you still not, the heart not the beat and the blood not circulate in the body. This thing not the help you because you need for jump and that man in chest for up to 90 minutes. So no matter how the team big, if your team get 15, 20 people and say by 10 they get to 90 minutes, almost not tired. So now I make them create this thing where they call the mechanical compressor of the heart. You see this part where you get to that top part there. If I will get them, yeah, that top part there. Now they all the gadget then they for stop and for begin arm and for check waiting they go on. And this thing at the bottom now yeah, away from my leg plate, then they go under the patient and then two things then go now beside them. Then this thing now yeah, that long thing there, that black thing then now in they go up and down now the person in chest. So they do exactly what in the two and then they do no more without you. So you can actually they will not 3 or 4 no more. All the other group now, all the other people and go back to do the work. Otherwise, the work in the department will come to a standstill because now all the work by this one. So this is a very good thing we then do for try for help people. And indeed, we'll get a few people who don't say from that in there. You know. This is another one.
To Christian Eriksen. Near the end of the first half of Denmark versus Finland, Eriksen suddenly collapsed. He was unresponsive and his heart had stopped. This was a cardiac arrest. Medics gave him immediate CPR, chest compressions, even shocked him with a defibrillator to restart his heart. Treatment continued for 10 long minutes. Rapid response meant the resuscitation was successful. He was awake when carried off on the stretcher. Seriously think about learning first aid. High quality immediate CPR saves lives.
So just go for sure. This is now one of the topmost cardiologists and the specialist waiting for the heart. Nine and then walk by this man. We luckily he didn't at the field. This Christian Eriksen, maybe they play for Tottenham. Now he don't go to Inter Milan. Nine the upper. Within 10 minutes they get in life back. Otherwise, if that defibrillator not been there, not for jump up or down in chest. Nine that we lost him. 29-year-old. And this you go say because now athlete is absolutely superb, healthy, in heart day in pristine condition. But look at how it happened. So as I say, it can happen to anybody, anytime, and anywhere. Again, we need to know how to treat them. So immediately start your CPR because now when you do your CPR, now you go forget the blood for go from the heart to the body, at least to the brain. Because if the brain not get the blood, you not get the oxygen. Between 4 to 5 minutes, the brain they begin die. And they begin die, no matter if the person you get them back to life, you no go there full shilling again, you no go there full like I've been there full compost mentos. He definitely go get problem. He go get memory problems. He go get mood problems. He go get adaptation problems and different things. So we all the hope say the government go for do something for let them forget defibrillator them at the local area them. You know, and then supermarket them, then shop them, then school them. You know. Of course, football field, cinema, them, all them places, then so that if anything like that happen, then we'll get to self a go and then of course go get them, you know. So, but if I follow, we know how this thing developed, the defibrillator, that way now we take for shock people. Then first make them 1899. So, you know, over 100 years ago, you know, nine them make them. You see, 1947, 50 years later, now they actually successfully use them. The first one we then use now, Dr. Claude Beck, now use them, for massage the heart and use drugs and deliver the shock. And indeed, on a 14-year-old boy, remember that 14-year-old boy, now that thing they happened, now they use them successfully. 3 years later, one of the Harvard cardiologists, them, and the other one, then they join together and then begin this external pacemaker. So as I say, it's where they help the heart for beat, but now outside, not to inside. 1965, now then they make the one way they work out with, the portable one, that way they work out with the defibrillator. Then do them now Northern Ireland, one for Professor Pantridge, now do them. And believe it or not, look at this. 1972, I don't think people know this. Lyndon B. Johnson, American president, will suffer a heart attack and he go into cardiac arrest in Virginia. This portable defibrillator now they use for revival. So a bit of history for now. For say, even Mr. President, that thing they can happen to them. But look what they do. They use the defibrillator and it work well and it live for some time, you see. And of course, the year 2000, now they begin use the OS. So would that get money? So then go buy them. So then get them at then school, then cinema, then social services, places all over the place, then get them, And today, as I say, fully equipped and we can work out them. No questions about that, So within minutes, if you use them, definitely you go able for help people them. No questions about that. But you need for use them within 1 to 2 minutes. If you wait 5 minutes, every minute, this person, they lost in chance for live by 10%. So by the time you get to 10 minutes after the person don't collapse, they breathe and not get pulse, it's possible say this person not go come back alive. And that is very important. So the team will be to talk about the defibrillator, the ICD, now in this, where they make so now, they get this round part Panam and you get the top part where they Panam. And then of course, you get the wire and way they connect to the heart. But you see the opposite side. Who side they put this thing for save much man life? Local people and they then go to this football club, who side then people manage for buy this thing, then go smash them. Mama and picking now then do and so inside Boxted. They just go for show and no more say how they was they. So man they struggle for get them, then they didn't get them, then go decide for smash them. But I'm glad they say they arrest them and of course then go face the penalty for that kind of behavior. So remember, this thing na hidden killer. If they kill people, and I tell you what, amongst the one the way the really they athlete them, the one the way they run, the one the way they walk, and that thing the way they say like footballers, sportsmen, them athletes, whether they do shot put, whether they do long jump, all them things whether they go na gym. Remember, if you don't check the heart, it's possible say you could cause yourself more harm than good. But if you do that way then call brisk walking, then they definitely go help you, no questions, because they exercise all the muscles in the heart, you see. But remember, it can happen to anybody, anytime, any place. Even the best of athletes, if you not know, say you get them, now in that, This other side, just to show you what's the difference between the cardiac arrest and the heart attack. As you see no more, the heart attack, you get chest pain, and of course, you build short of breath, for breathe. You sweat, as you can see, you feel tired, you feel dizzy. Like you hit the turn, Of course, the pain sometimes can go up in the neck, they go in the back. Then you feel like, say, you want to vomit. These are all the signs of a heart attack. But with the cardiac arrest, you get no warning. You just go like way, then chop you down, and that's it. And that is why it's important for no say the difference that, So you get what we call immediate recovery, medium-term recovery, and long-term recovery. So immediate recovery, of course, when they don't do the cardiac massage, they don't jump up and down, they don't give you the medication, then take you oxygen, then carry you go to the hospital, you go in at the intensive care unit, where then go. Sometimes they can intubate them, then put them to sleep so that the brain will recover and the chest will recover. The point where we say the heart will begin beat for itself and the lungs then go walk. Then that's okay. When they get to that, then get now to the point where they pull the tube na the throat, then they get that what they call midterm recovery. Now the doctor they now go sit down, then walk out waiting that the reason. So until that way you been don't inherit, you don't get them from your mama or your papa, from your granny and grandpa, then they go recommend for let them put this thing as we talk no more. The ICD, when an implantable cardioverter defibrillator, for reduce this thing for happen again. It's like a seat belt. If you look at it like a seat belt, because when you then at the car, you start and then something hit you on at the front or the back, that seat belt now they prevent you for go through the windscreen or go behind, So that particular thing then at the cardioverter, when the heart slow too low, the heartbeat done too slow, that thing they kick them up for they come back up. If the heartbeat go too fast, it control them for bring and come back down. So now invoke that. Now that's what is make it important for Geta. Now make some man when then get and go for play football again. And then of course then go refer you to what they call cardiac rehabilitation. When I didn't go help you for build your strength, for build, recovery and how you go psychologically, control the blood pressure, control the heart problem, give you exercises, talk to you, counsel you, and go through the mental health side of things, because this is a big, big thing. And then people, and they can get confused, they can get agitated, they can get depressed, So if a person maybe they drink too much, then go actually go through the business for cut down. Maybe you go to detox, or let them cut the alcohol down. If a person maybe they smoke, obviously you get other chances for let them help you for make you quit the smoking, let you not smoke again, cut down on that, give you exercises for do, and a particular treatment then do then go give. Of course, if you diet nine the thing like the kind of food then they eat, you get too much cholesterol, then again, then go monitor that, bring a candle. And then of course you get person will go help you for begin grade you exercises where you go to do every day, go to add to them every day, until you actually get to the point where you minimum and you maximum. Then of course, remember things like for drive, for go back to work and all that in the day is very important. And you need the family, you need the positive friends, you need the good friends who go help you for recover and get that thing going. No questions about that. But it's used for tell you say, when the person collapsed and he lost in consciousness and then he had not the beat, he need to breathe for himself, the person in brain need to get the oxygen, as you see on the video no more. Therefore, you will see some personality changes by the person. So this person, in one way, they've been cared for him body, now he can't turn, even they for us 4 days, us, even changing clothes. That's very important for saying so the brain. As long as the brain day without oxygen, without blood for 5 minutes, it will begin deteriorate, and that will happen to people. It go lost in memory or begin get foggy memory. It go tired easily. You get dizzy, and so then the way they work, you go lost in balance, and that go make you for dumb. And so man, the way for them, if you do on blood thinners, when I go give you, the police will say you go broke the head. So then the day it's a bit what you want to talk, but you know for talking because you get what we call aphasia or dysphasia. It's problem with the speech. So until you go there, you go begin the hand the shake where you don't want for shake, or you mouth the shake, or you eye the shake, And so then if it's too long, it's possible you go get a permanent brain injury. So all of them things are very important for me to know. Say if you act in time, you go for save this person, and the sooner you act, the better. If that thing happen, remember, with mama then, with papa then, with family then, we need for look after ourselves, and we need for think about we emotional well-being. Is very important, because when this person recover from this thing, they will get anxious, they will get depressed. Therefore, it's important for me to all rally around them people and they to make you go forward and get things going. Try for reassure them, try for get them going, try for recover. Because now the whole family and they recover from this thing. If the person not well, not in one number, although now they feel up, but the whole family they suffer with that, because every time you go find them, you must feel bad. So therefore, you need the support. If you begin misbehave or begin do something where they're out of character, bear with them, try for coax them, try for get them reassured. And just because sometimes the memory don't go off now, make you see that in the boy, you go get them gradually. And if you did it, you go for help, definitely. So, and get this what they call cognitive behavioral therapy. We down the way in mental health, we sister them with they know about this thing. It will take long, but it's very, very reassuring, and you go walk, And of course, then get tablets you don't go give, and they get counseling where they go give, But this very important. Remember, 90% of the sudden cardiac arrest in young people them now because of the lifestyle problems them, and only 10% now because of the blood disorder them way so they inherit from the papa and mama. We need for learn for know say the stress management right from the very age then go help you for go forward. Remember, stay positive. The family need for help, and you get forget the experts at them. Depend on them and take with them and tell you for help you for cut down and make lifestyle changes for make you get better. That's not the only way we go forward. I will stop so far, and apologies profusely for the technical problems we get. I can take questions whenever I'm ready. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kamara. Don't worry. We just put it slightly on the, on the hotspot.
All right.
All right. Okay, everybody. The things that we can cause cardiac arrest. We don't learn whether the difference between cardiac arrest and heart attack. As we know, we don't give examples. We don't not repeat. Not about how rich you be, not about how poor you be. We don't not repeat. And also, we don't hear of late some of the things that has already happened in our country. Person go sleep no more, he die. We don't know what to now. Now, the aim of the team now that one day we will get the opportunity for cancer alone. I will train the normal people, whether a bike man or a taxi driver or put a person, nurse or doctor, for them to learn how to give CPR. Whether a market woman or because all in here, the thing they telling away where they happen, you know, the pick side they happen. As soon as I see somebody, you know, Glenn doing na studio, I believe that the last thing they will be in their mind, they talk and they laugh. Next to you know, you almost die. Fabrice Muamba, they play, you know, football, the way love for, you know, for do. Most of you play, you know, football. The last week, remember, I see you go on a pitch. Something happened to you. I remember a couple years ago, Vivian Foe died. You know, him be unfortunate. Mark Vivian Foe, the guy will play for Cameroon. So then, you know, they pick people. There's a lot of things and the way they happen in we country. We don't know waiting for them. But at least today, Dr. Kamara don't shed some light on waiting and cause them here and how we can able, you know, save somebody. By God power, the class no more. Eventually, we will get time. We will go not on. We, you know, the doctors they know to me, not say like go to me na punch I go through now waiting for them. You know, but Dr. Kamara, the one that we learn book, the one that we know them here, be able to teach people and waiting for do, when for do, and how for do. Okay. So now we the floor open for any questions. So wanna feel free for come on board. Okay. I don't remove the restrictions. So anybody who want to ask questions, yeah, is your hand up. If I see you, I will come to you for take your question. Okay, Dr. Kamara, while we wait, you been get some questions and we be done set up. You want to go through some of them for me, please?
Yeah, I can do that. No problem.
Oh yeah, hold on. Okay.
Yeah,
hold on, Dr. Kamara. Auntie Memuna want to ask question. Auntie Memuna? Auntie Memuna, I don't give for like unmute yourself, please.
Yes, the question yes, I want to ask is about small picking them. If this not happen to small picking, and within this time of the COVID, where we say then they recover, then we don't get this. Well, because with the cardiac arrest. So, what in the advice where you go give mommy them if it happen to small picking or us? Yeah, because the advice we'll get from you now more of like an adult. But if this happens to small picking at the same procedure as you can do for a big person.
100%. The only difference is that if picking were just born, like the newborn baby, now the thumb and the index finger them, and then you use for wrap around for begin squeeze the chest because the baby really small. You're not going to expect adult to begin jump na baby in chest, impossible. Or you can use your index finger and middle finger, the pump up and down na the small chest. That's now for the newly born baby. Now for the one we don't hold 1 year up to like 12 years, you just use the heel of your hand and one green hand, not to two hand, your heel of your hand, now you use. Yeah? But in your not to 30. So now 15 you going to do instead of the 30 winner for the adult. That's now one thing winner, the only difference. But apart from that, the same thing now for do. Remember, approach carefully, shake them, talk to them. If you not see say they breathe and not get pulse, then obviously not say this person don't day in an arrest. Therefore, call for ambulance straight away and you begin your CPR. Like I explained to you no more. 15, and then you take a rest. But if you do it continuously, that's not a problem. It definitely help you when you continuously do it because nowadays you know the the rescue breaths when I will be the give first time. But as I say, the difference between the adult and the Pekin is that now 15 instead of 30. But nowadays, because you need to get rescue breaths, you just continue number for 2 minutes and then change over with the other person. I hope so then they clear.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Auntie Fatima.
Hello, thank you. Thank you, Uncle Doc, for the fantastic presentation. I learned beaucoup then today. It's really important that we understand this thing then, but we want to ask you something. So you know when young people then they die but then sleep, sudden death, I think syndrome now then call them. He linked to cardiac arrest at all, or you link to a heart attack? Which one now they happen when then they die, and they sleep, they know they wake up?
Yeah, you get sudden cardiac arrest. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely sudden cardiac arrest. Now, obviously, if they may get any heart problem, nobody normally don't pick up, a possible incident can give rise to that. But yeah, there is something we then call sudden cardiac arrest in a child, especially where sometimes you get these seizures, like they're nocturnal seizures, where they get that fit, where they don't have, but you get the seizures, no person know they say you get up, they fit by himself, he choke by himself, and then he sadly die. So man, they get a heart problem from where baby way sometimes we not get the facilities for pick down the up in a salon, for check them, for see if they get that in there. And then of course, then get a cold, then they make the heart go worse, as I say, to compensate. Therefore, the heart need to pump like how they pump again. And then of course, the person end up for get a cardiac arrest, sudden cardiac. But yeah, it is quite a possibility to say that can happen.
Okay, thank you, Uncle. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Uncle Doc. The other thing I want to say, this I will come to Dr. Tue. Basically, the time being at home, me and our party people will be enjoying Scout. I'm not seeing Dr. Tue popular again because the last SFO I go down, I see much movement. What happened this Scout, for example, and they teach we first aid and stuff like that. I remember as well, and we get brownie, and we get Red Cross. Now, all anything and they need see much of them. But Dr. Tue, what I want to ask is, if say me a normal person at home, standard person, and not the to nurse or doctor, but one learn CPR, you get any idea or any advice you could give people outside them for go landing kind here? They get any friend service and at all?
Thanks for asking. It's been a while now, so it go hard for I go tell you where really for signpost them. But I'm sure most of the doctors there, and will definitely get a gist, just a bit of an idea of. Hello.
Yes, sorry, sir, go ahead.
Most of the doctors then they might get an idea of cardiac arrest and how to do CPR or basic first stage, choking and all in things then they. So if you meet the doctors, they might give explanation to people as to how to do them. But in all reality, not to think whether they teach or where people more know about na salon. You see, so the common man not gonna know, past few the highly experienced people and they gonna know about time and they gonna know how to go about them. You see, so it go hard for signpost people outside for go. But if you get your local doctor, you can go meet her and you get first aid book them. Red Cross, I'm sure go then a salon, then they do them things then will explain to people you can really get course book them, you can go online, videos there like how Dr. Kamara they show videos them, you can learn them things then and hopefully if the opportunity there for people for go salon, go teach people how for do you don't need for be a medical person, honestly. It can be a taxi driver. I get people who are not even medical people who then going to arrest ordinary person along the way. You just go jumping in chest to save them. So it can be anybody. It can be young person where in a house you just collapse no more. You help them. So I think say people can learn anything by video or by other means there. You see.
Thank you very much, Doc. Definitely I still get some links within Scouts and Salon. I go ask if the any kind facilities are still the gone, because like I say, I've been did it and I know which I learned and they be very beneficial, so I say if somebody as well they within the panel we feel see and get that link there for let them revive, then kind initiative and a salon for the teach people in CPR, and also the we get enough megabytes, not to just for go on Facebook and stuff like that, but also we use YouTube. There's a lot of channels and the way we can use for educate ourselves. Education not just about for go university or sit on a classroom. There's a lot of ways in the way we can learn. But put in the moon and always but put in the wasabi. Why you use within the work. Nothing why you do in your own spare time. The time I for take go to on social media, talk about stuff we not get for add any benefit to me or any value to me, and use them for try for better myself, for try for make myself better. Yeah, Mr. Fosky. I see you on the up, sir. How are you, sir? Unmute yourself, please.
Hello, sir. How are you, sir?
You my brother, sir?
Okay, bro. Now, quick question. first of all, I'm really impressed with this program where I don't attend all this while. And I spread the message all the while because the first day where I attend, I get a lot where I benefit from them. So I did a couple of organizations where I send the message to and they tell you about it. But anyway, my question is, me don't get heartburn a couple of times before, and a couple of times like midnight and so, but I resolved, but this is a long time ago, I resolved forget waiting doctor be say for buy the one, I get the name here. Doctor we don't call the name. I get them on the cupboard. Yeah, Gaviscon.
Gaviscon.
Yeah, Gaviscon. Yeah.
Yes, I get end up for buy Gaviscon where I can take me. But before he helped me, this happened for a couple of times, doctor. It happened like for a whole week. I mean, they get this heartburn. But the doctor, my colleague tell me I'm workplace because I've been getting some back pain. I mean, they take cocodamol. They say no, not cocodamol, another medicine. Where he tell me say the reason why they take that medicine, I know they take them with one way for they help me gut lining or my belly lining. So if they cause this heartburn for me. So doctor, you are the expert. I don't know what thing you say about that.
Well, I mean,
the medicine I mean they take now naproxen.
Yeah.
So then tell me say because I mean they take naproxen, and not me they take out one medicine way before help me for make I know they get the heartburn. Now because I mean they take that one without that medicine. Omeprazole, something like that. It's saying because of that make I mean they get the heartburn. But doctor, what you say? You know the experts.
Well, you been they take omeprazole?
No, they're not being prescribed. I'm not being take them with
naproxen be they take. But okay. They say if I been get a countermeasure way for take way for help and not get the heartburn.
Correct.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, naproxen and ibuprofen and diclofenac, aspirin, they're all in the class of drugs we then call non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. Yeah, NSAIDs, that's what they call them. Now, obviously, it's difficult for digest and so therefore, if it in the belly, the stomach, and the small bowel, sometimes they can cause irritation. Sometimes they can cause, that heartburn, which we then call dyspepsia. Now, obviously, it's easy for say because I've been taking naproxen, we have been get back pain, I make this happen. But if you don't take and it not help you, my own advice to you, if you're of a certain age, at the age 40 and above, then I can advise you if the naproxen, if the Gaviscon way they take not they help you, then you need for get checked by your GP. Not just assume say indigestion. Because many a time, boku time, people in the come to weed and say they get indigestion. And when you do the ECG, that way they can put in the chest, then small paper they can put in the chest for let them do it. Then find out say the person they get a heart attack. So important for make because sometimes don't check your blood pressure, don't check your cholesterol. You don't know whether the family history somebody get heart problem or not. Important for make say if you get this chest pain, not just put and down to the fact that you take naproxen, but get checked out. So the GP can send you to A&E and we can check you out and find out whether this is not just that or not. It's better for me you say this person get a heart attack, but then he end up with just gastritis, we then call inflammation of the stomach, or esophagitis, inflammation of the gullet. Then the person you say you get heartburn, then the person end up with a heart attack. I don't know if that makes sense. So if that
makes sense,
advice to you is go get the GP for check you out, or better still, if you really demand you don't take paracetamol, work, cocodamol, work, then please come to A&E and we go look into that and sort them out.
Good point. Good question.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, I will go to Mr. Rashid, then I'll go to Mr. Kokem. Mr. Kokem, give me 1 minute. I'll go to Mr. Rashid quick. Yes, Mr. Rashid.
Thank you very much, Doctor. The presentation, excellent. I can always get concerned about the family them where they are the very remote places in Salon. I listen well where you start for talk. You say first thing for call for help Because if now you won, you will they take, you know, we will accomplish much. So the question is, if you encounter somebody in a very remote village where ambulance service is not there, I mean, sometimes a person will get phone not there nearby. What you go do way best for save this person?
That's a good question. Well, I tell you what, me no one day work in a salon, but one thing I know is that obviously if you get ambulance services, then they better. Yeah, I no go advise you for put this person in a motorcar because now the motorcar you no go for perform any effective CPR. But suffice to say, what I could tell you is that if you they do the CPR, it better let you do them than you not do them at all. So it better let you do something we go up. Now, with the ambulance services not being available when they're not there, it makes it difficult for let you imagine how you will get them. But I think say we get people in way walking as alone. In fact, Dr. Koka, that is so Mohammed Koka, my colleague from far away, I get for introduce Antona. Me and he, we go way back from Russia to, you know, to this particular point, they go in a salon. So when in presently they're in a salon, he probably go give you a better response, maybe a better advice. So yeah, Dr. Koka, please help me. Thank you so much, brother.
Unmute yourself, please, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doc. Thanks very much. I think this is very useful to everybody. I think say most of the things there are some people that don't already comment. Now more of things the way we don't use to in England. Me and you sophisticated. I mean at the senior medical officer at the Jala University Hospital and a rural hospital. I done the work here now from March last year up to this point, and I don't see a lot. But at the same time, I don't learn from a lot about how people that they make, how health workers they survive now. And not only how then they survive and how then they help people there as well for survive. I don't deny, I don't, being the senior medical officer, I don't do emergency medicine, I don't do family medicine, I don't do internal medicine. Yeah, you know, like a general doctor. You get to do everything. Even obstetrics and gynecology, where I don't get experience, but I don't can't deny, there is no delivery where they no go call me there. So I just get for some time go and learn and study and see how best I will help. But also learn from my experience, man, the community health officers, especially the senior midwife. We're very experienced, where I don't learn a lot from. We don't deliver children then where they come out lifeless. I don't get oxygen, I don't get nothing. So they pass even the suction machine, a pedal, foot pedal, you depress her before you put her baby in nose or in mouth for clear the airway. Doctor knows say we all know about the ABC. So that airway, the ones you not get the A correct, you know they go to B because the B will not be sorted out until that A is sorted out. So the land where I don't learn, it also make me my heart settle a little bit. That sophisticated things that we don't used to. They all know they are now. ECG not there. A person collapse right now inside hospital. Now inside me consulting room at this. If you collapse right now, nothing they will go do. Pass me come on there and say, let's do this, let's do that. There is nobody, nurses, they don't know. The community health officers, they don't know. So this is really a very important topic. I feel say we probably get for take up to national level. Is it that number one? We go link up with Commerce, when at the College of Medicine and Allied Sciences for say, let this part of the training of medical students, or is it that we go link directly with the Ministry of Health, or is it as doctors abroad and inside the country, we go set up a course where doctors then go to campus, just like how they do the ALS, the Advanced Life Support course, or even the ATLS, the Advanced Trauma Life Support course, where then they do over, oh God, where then they do over and under. So where then they will go do one thing we are enjoying that this country where I find very useful. Now waiting they call the National Emergency Medical Services, Ambulance Service. Where if I find today, if I don't do na labor ward or labor room, that woman I know say get obstructed labor when I cannot even do cesarean here. If I feel say this, a life in danger, I can call the National Ambulance Service. Ambulance can then hire sometime within 15 minutes, Nanjala. common at 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and they could take that patient in Abu. That are very useful in this country. And I will let the government give more support to that. I can be disappointed sometimes where I call them and say, oh, they are not in operation today. So the patient can go in private motorcar. But that particular service, if we can encourage the government for improve on them, at least another Ebola ambulances they will be left. Now more than they use so, but it is all over the country. You can easily call and they can care that patient go to a higher hospital like Bo government hospital. We say I know say my colleague there, but who they are getting to. So many of them can even ring ahead for say at the send somebody, they say dog send, we're ready for them. So really that's very good. So these are the things we have to think about as far as getting treatment for people that we don't collapse. We can approach and that way they encourage the Ministry of Health. We set up courses where doctors then go to pay for, or other people then go to pay for. We know say now once a year, or we approach commerce. Let me do that here. Me, your hospital now, which I don't do the past 1 month, I don't really set up for say every 2 weeks you get teaching. So every 2 weeks, I encourage me CHOs, nurses there, let them think of the new topic. If you are presenter, you can't, and everybody for begin that. And then they improve because they're not going to that causes the way they do as a doctor. For say every year you go, you get this certificate, you get that certificate. Try for say how people then go progress. You know what I mean? Say when you come on medical school, you don't learn everything, but you go progress along the line. Every year you go for this course. Every year, like that small money, you get a certificate that will lead you to something else. So now that be one add because my battery a bit low. But good for talk, but good for share. As a rural doctor now, from that sophisticated work in England or London, now Adenaya was almost that in order I be for share a lot. But before me battery run out, I'll be just let stop here. That next time probably Miss will contribute more.
Thank you very much, sir. You know, we miss you now, but I need you and more. Okay.
I know.
We fumble them. The thing this as soon as we senior doc don't say, let God continue for guide them, let God continue for bless them. Basically, now then here we look for that collaborative effort. This is not about money. You know, to be honest, the panel of people they want to get, the expertise want to get, we can't afford for pay them. I'll tell you plain, we can't. You know, so wait till they give so it's invaluable. We try for make, you know, get collaborative effort where we be able to add more value to people in a salon. Whether not virtual or whether we'll get for bonus salon, if anybody gets any avenue for facilitate that, get in touch. We know they charge you. Or we already know, and I tell you, if we all for decide for say with the charge, believe you me, they will pay we. Okay. And I go to Anne, and then after Anne, I will say where we close because we really don't pass over time. Anne, please make it short, please. Yeah. Can you unmute yourself, please? Here we go.
Hello. I'd like to ask Mr. Kamara a question.
Yes, Anne. Thank you so much.
Mr. Kamara.
Hello, my dear.
Hello, how are you doing?
Not too bad, and you?
Not bad, thank you. One question. I always thought you had to be trained on a defibrillator. Because obviously if you don't know how to use one, can't you cause more problems to the patient?
Yeah, that's a good question. Now there are what we call AEDs, the automated defibrillators. These are the ones which every Tom, Dick, and Harry, I mean, for want of a better expression, idiot-proof. Anybody can use them. Yeah. All it is, you open it. You can see an on-off button, and of course, you would see the pads. They actually signposted that actually show you how to put them. There's a diagram that actually directs you and signposts you as to how and where you put it. One goes on the right side, just under the clavicle, and the one goes on the left side. Some of them put it across the lower bit of the right side, left side of the chest. And then you put it on, and once you put it on, it will actually read the rhythm for you. Right. And once you read when he reads it, it actually gives you the instructions, shock advised. And of course, the button for the shock is the red one, which has electricity sign on it. You can't miss that. So anybody would use that. The one that you're referring to, which you say needs training, is the one wherein you have to charge it. Yeah. So yeah, you have to charge it. And when you're charging it, you charge it normally to 150 joules. Yeah. The problem though is that if you discharge that charged power on somebody who is alive, you can electrocute them. Therefore, you need training for that. You need to be sure. You need to be assured that it has to be clear that you know what you're doing. I.e., if the person is on oxygen, you need to remove the oxygen away. You need to make sure those who are doing the CPR all come apart. They all go away from the body or from the person you're dealing with. And the person who is doing it currently has to stay on it. Then you charge it. You charge the defibrillator to 150. When you press it charging, you would hear it go beep, and that beep sound means it's fully charged. Now, before you release that charge, i.e. you shock the patient, you need to ensure that person who is on top of that person's chest comes off, and then you look again, make sure they're away, nobody's touching the table, nobody's got oxygen, no wet clothes and all that. Then you release the charge. And when you're doing that, you actually have to say shocking. So everybody knows that you're doing that. When you shock, immediately after that, you go back on the chest and you start doing that for another 2 minutes. So that's the difference. The automated ones, you don't need training for. You just need to know what to do and where to do, and it gives you it's time posted. The ones that are not automated, those are the ones that would need training for. But either way, you're better off trying to do something than not do anything. The only issue is do not end up electrocuting anybody. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Also,
much.
it says, it doesn't say, Dr. Kamara, on them other ones that anybody can use. It doesn't say stand clear, does it? Is that because it's not charged up?
Yeah, well, as you press it on, it will tell you shock advised. It's actually something that automatically checks itself, and and so obviously when you say shock advised, whoever is around, you need to just tell to stand away, keep apart, because if they stand on the body, they can get shocked. And if you press that button, then clearly it's like what's it called? It's self-earthed. It's like a preventative from anybody getting shocked. When you press it, you're on your own. It shocks the person, and then of course it will then ask you to continue with the CPR. Which will continue, as I say, for 2 minutes. And then at 2 minutes, it will read the rhythm again. And if it is shockable, it would advise you to shock again. And as I say, we'll have to find the practical side of things where we'll actually advise what to do. Because if you're shocking VF, by the time you get to the third time of shocking, you need to be giving adrenaline and you need to be giving amiodarone. But these are all technicalities we'll deal with when we do the practical side of things. Importantly, though, you're better off doing something than standing there shocked and doing nothing at all. If you can't shock the person at all and you do not have a defibrillator, you're definitely 100% better off doing the jumping up and down of the chest. That is very important.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Kamara. And that was an excellent.
Thank you very much, Anne. If I'm sorry, I know say other people want to ask more questions, but unfortunately we don't run out of time. Dr. Kamara has done very, very well. You don't do very, very well for me. Where you go to a village, where they call Dr. Kamara, I say, no, not me, Dr. Kamara, I mean Dr. Kamara. So what they can do now, they can go around the panel we medical people and see the final word to we, and we go close for today. What I go do, I go put we contact number in the email just in case somebody wants the slide, or maybe you want to go on YouTube for watch them later. You go see waiting for them. So Dr. Kamara, waiting you will be your last word for people in today's.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. As I say, apologies once again for the technical issues, but importantly, take home points. One, this thing can happen to anybody, irrespective of age, whether you baby, whether you're 96, whether you're 100, it can happen. And it can happen anytime, whether at midnight or first thing in the morning. And thirdly, it can happen anywhere. As you see, Ericsson, Vivian Foe, Glenn Hoddle, even Michael Jackson, all that, and they happen to them, But you get one thing in your power for try and save this life. And the only way of doing that is by making sure you get help and then continue with the CPR. If you save one life, remember, it's equal to like where you save the whole of humanity. And please, 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 then picking them when at the next generation, they need for land this thing, because then go help for save life. Me, I'm happy for be anything in terms of leading people for make them understand this thing. But as I say, it's vitally important for make we know, say, if we meet somebody collapse, that's also for do. But if you don't know, you can't do them. So do ya. When I pass this word to we people, let make them hear it, but we and make we do what you go for do to them. Remember, Wεll Bɔdi Bεttεh past Gentri. Thank you very much and look forward to the next
Thank
session.
you, Mr. Kamara.
Thank you very much, Uncle Doc. Senator?
Dr. Kamara, thank you very much for a very good presentation. And definitely, I'm not getting much to say because Dr. Kamara don't say it all. If you save one person, you don't save a nation. And the most important thing, as I say, Dr. Kamara, the guy run, if we educate speaking them, it'll go forever. Because speaking are the most people that be saying need for educate will come to something for save somebody in life. So let we encourage you picking them who they England, they know all waiting they happened. If somebody faints or somebody not to talk or somebody not to respond, so they know exactly waiting for do in terms of anybody they in arrest. It can be anything. You're not missing a cardiac arrest, you're not missing a heart attack. It can be something else or somebody to choke. So let we encourage you picking them for know that. And now Africa, as I just come out there, and also most people then die of heart attack and cardiac arrest, we don't know waiting for do. But as we don't say, we pray say this message go on to, we salon people them with government and people them waiting they in power. May they help with for spread this message to the layman where they right now the bush we don't know waiting for do. People that did that unnecessarily, we can save them if we know waiting for do. We not need medical, just as this Dr. Coker don't talk, you don't need all the equipment the way it be said in England. You can save somebody if you get the knowledge. Knowledge and power. So dear, me fumble them. Wεll Bɔdi Bεttεh pass Gentri. Like we help yourself.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Guba. Auntie Fatima.
Thank you, Uncle. Yes, as also Auntie Asata don't say, a really important mark we young people then understand what we go able to do for actually save life them. So one for me, what can I take from this? I could go do first aid training because I think it's a really important skill where they forget. And also, as Uncle Dr. Kamara don't say, also on a look on a health lifestyle them, especially on a diet, and I make sure on they keep them in check because then the other one of the factor where they increase these cardiac arrest, heart attack, and so on. So again, Wεll Bɔdi Bεttεh past Gentri as well, and thank Kuna, sorry, for Makuna Kam every session. So take care. Good night.
Thank you very much, Auntie Fatima. Dr. Today, this is the last one for people, sir.
Right. So thank you everybody for listening to the program. Dr. Kamara, very good. Thank you so much for explaining things clearly for we. At least the question we ask they in line more with advanced life support as opposed to the basic life support way. I think we try for let everybody know use the AED way everybody can do. For somebody we decide we get no support at all. The advice is if you able to do CPR, you learn for do them, just do them continuously until you get support. If you don't get support, just do until you tire. Okay, you don't need for wait till you get the fee, BD, X, Y, and Z. Just the CPR they do, they pump blood in the person brain, they help the brain for become alive, and that may able for stimulate receptors and for make the heart begin function and the rhythm come fine. So just continue for do that if you don't get support at all. For small picking them, yes, then they get cardiac arrest, but mostly in a respiratory arrest, then they get the rescue breath and all them things. And they, yes, if you're able for give support wherever it is, you give the support. So Dr. Kamara explained everything. We'll not go over again, but just the take-home point is if somebody they near you, now you fumble or you know to fumble, it don't collapse. If you're able to put in a recovery position, you put an if you're able just jump down the chest, they go up and down. No continue. We at least give the heart a bit of a rest. You press down, you come up. You press down, you come up. Just continue until help come. Then you go for exchange. If that day alone you're able to do, you're able to save the person in life. And if that time comes for let we go salon, go show help people and teach people, that will fine. So I thank everybody. We hope so now will listen again in the next 2 weeks time for the next session. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Hey, people, I look forward to see you now. I can't wait. Soon to be Dr. Rashid. Any last word for people there? You know, I'm going to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bolomba Kamara. The talk is excellent, but me very passionate about the village people.
Hello.
So anytime health talk day, my mind always run. What if I find myself in this situation in the bush like Bolomba Koka in the talk? I mean, okay, I don't learn at Europe, but back home in the bush, there is no ECG, there is no this, there is no problem. I have to save his or her life. So I make a very glad about this very starting point, where for try for educate with people what if for do in terms of a crisis. That is the very big step forward. So thank you so much. I thank you now all we don't talk before and continue for the talk. Let we try reach the village people because now they not get amenities to what the big town the cities then get. Now then people are really passionate about. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, where would they come for can't teach people in a village? Then those have been talk property mini Mendi Limba. When I know why you give me on Timini. If I talk Limba, hi. Okay, I will left that side. But what will come go need people in point. For exactly. You say okay, when I find out what for today, please.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Dr. Kamara and all my Udongi contribution. I don't get much for say again. All waiting. Maybe if I've been here for say nine, all man don't talk now. Again, just like how Dr. Rashid they say, or Dr. Rashid for be the same. Anytime where would they do them programming, I mean, as alone they think about. Yeah, so all the sophistication they but the way you remember your country, remember how people in the struggle. But this has been a very good program for we because just like how ISATA say, the amount of people where they die in a freedom with young people and for that matter, not even older people, now young people every day. Oh, you go sleep, you know, wake again. Oh, you vomit, you don't die. Oh, you talk, say, you don't die. You know, and nobody not able to help nobody, whether person needed for them, you know, and the other thing as well, whether person needed for them, nobody before that, take them, they take and then they shake and take for put inside transport for care and go get ambulance. All that one they create a lot of problem for that patient. They trauma myself for that patient they go through. If you see able to survive, now God nice say go survive. So glad they get them talk here. So I think this is not the starting point of life, really. And the picking and then school picking them, then young picking them. I think for the next generation, then now they'll for begin for the think about now for say for go to school them, for go to field them, go educate them picking here, go show them how for do CPR, basic life support, but not to just the heavy one day. So not no more any side them go able for help other people them as well. Because the more you they educate in them, the more it they stick, then the more they go able for pass and forward to the next generation as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much, ma. So if me na school picking as alone for be glad so because me say they can do CPR that day, I go there out of class. I be left ending in the away days. I let them bad. But if I'm thank you very much. Una all plenty thank you. You know, for una left all una important business they wanna do, una can join with. We hope say at least one or two of them don't benefit from what we don't say so today. Mr. Technocan, unfortunately, I'm not able to take your question now. We don't finish. You know, we don't run out of time. But yeah, I feel encouraged for joining me again in a fortnight. I don't say, but come on, be fees and me they present today. No. This one more important than what I've been there for talk. But don't worry, part 2 of what I've been doing, we'll get for Canton at some point. But we'll meet tonight again in a fortnight. The family, remember, Wεll Bɔdi Bεttεh as Gentri. Have a night.
Good night, everyone.